Hey fam, Ahliyah here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Mastering the Finesse. If you are new to my channel, Mastering the Finesse is my makeup series in which I aim to teach, break down, and simplify makeup techniques from the most simplest to the most complex. You guys tell me what you want to learn and I do my best to deliver. Today I will be teaching you guys how to approach and how to do a reverse ombre cut crease look. This look is very simple and very complex at the same time, but it creates such a beautiful illusion. It's such a cool eye to look at. It's almost aesthetically pleasing in a way. Today I use the color red, but you guys can use any color choice that you want to use, girl. You can use brown if you want, if you're not into color. Me, myself, I'm just a girl who loves color. And without further congé, if you are interested to learn how to do and execute a reverse ombre cut crease look, then girl, let's delve right into this tutorial. Okay, you guys, so first thing we are going to do is prime our lids, and I'm going to use a lighter concealer. I will be using the LA Girl Pro HD concealer in the shade Porcelain. And I'm also going to clean up my bottom brow at the same time. So I'm just taking a Luxie Beauty, what's this called? 2-on-1 brush, and we are cleaning up the brows as well as applying this concealer as our lid base. And now I'm just taking this Morphe G34 brush and blending out this concealer, patting it in, shearing it out, making it smooth. Okay, so now we're going to work with a base that isn't set because the pigment of the shadows that we're going to use will just lay down more pigmented, more vibrant, more opaque. But I am going to set my brow bone because when I blend my shadows up, it just blends a little bit better. And to set my brow bone area, I will be using this Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced. And this is a Morphe M208 brush. And I'm just slowly packing that on to set just the brow bone area. And we really only will be using one shadow today, so it is pretty simple but complex at the same time. I'm sorry, she a little janky, y'all, but I'm going to go into the Morphe 3502 palette. I'm going to take the shade Fire with a Morphe E17 brush. Okay, and first I'm just going to begin packing the shadow into the crease, directly into my crease. I'm just going to begin packing the shadow just so we can get the best color payoff, and then we will blend these shadows upwards. I'm just going to pack it on the outer corner and then into my crease. You want to use kind of a precise blending brush. If you have smaller lids, just use a brush that's slightly smaller than this one. And do you see the color payoff and the pigment is just so vibrant and opaque when you just don't set the concealer that you use for your lid base. And it saves you a lot of time on building up pigmentation. Okay, so we're packed on. The color is packed on very quick. I'm now going to take a blending brush. This is the Morphe E22, and I'm just going to defocus and blur the edges of this red shadow. So when I blend, I just my hands are so dirty, I'm sorry. I like to hold the brush at the very end so it can just give a very effortless, seamless, and soft blur effect. I don't want to blend away that pigmentation, so I'm just focusing the blending just at the edge of the shadow. Now I'm just going in with a Morphe E28, which is a fluffier blending brush, and I'm just going to further defocus and blur the edges of this red shadow. Okay, you guys, so we laid down the shadow, we blended the shadow out. Now it's time to create the cut crease. You want to use the lightest base possible for this cut crease just to give the best illusion. So I'm personally going to be using the Kat Von D Whiteout Lock-It Concealer. I would recommend a white concealer. This is just the first one that came to my head when I thought of a brand that carried a white concealer. There may be a cheaper option out there, so just use a white base. You can use a white gel liner. It's just a little bit too thick because I use it in my first video where I was trying out this reverse ombre cut crease look. And through trial and error, I found that a white concealer will just work best. So I'm just going to put this concealer onto the back of my hand, like so. And with a Morphe E19 brush, I'm just going to create a half cut crease. So this is how I like to cut my creases. I like to lay down some concealer on the lid. I like to look up so the concealer transfers, look back down, and you see the concealer moved a little bit. And that is guidance for like the end of my cut crease. You want to use a brush that's kind of stiff. It will just make this process a lot easier. I'm going to look up, let it transfer, and then continue on with my half cut crease. You want to take your time with the half cut crease. Make it as crisp and as clean as you can make it. So again, I recommend a brush that's stiff and has a curved tip. So this is the Morphe E19. It has a curved tip. It just works better. It's easier, you know, it's not a hassle to sort of create the curvature on your lid. And now I just like to wipe off my brush. The cut crease isn't perfect yet. I'm just gonna, oops, on my nail. I'm just gonna wipe off the brush so there's no concealer on it. And now I'm just going to pat the brush over top of the concealer just to take off any excess concealer, because we're going to apply another layer to make this even more white, because it did blend in with the red or whatever color you choose to do. You do not want a thick layer of concealer. And then just slowly pat it into the outer corner. If you have a white base that's very thick or very opaque, you probably don't need to do the step that I'm about to do. So I'm just going to apply another layer of white concealer just so it's even more white and opaque and not as like pinky red as it is right now, since it blended in with the shadow that we used. And you guys can use like any color. You don't have to use red just because I'm using red. I just like to have fun with color. I like to experiment with new colors, try new color combos. But if you are more comfortable with brown, then use brown. Okay, so our concealer is blended out, it's smooth. And now I'm just going to go and take my finger and just sort of press on the edge of the concealer where the concealer kind of meets the outer corner, just so I don't have like a thick layer of concealer in that area, or else the shadow will just blend patchy. Okay, so the brush that we used to apply the red shadow first, which was the Morphe E17, I'm just going to take whatever was left on that brush and just tap it onto the outer corner and slowly blend it into the concealer, not all the way because we are going to set the lid. A little bit, let's just get it a little blended. You do want to make sure this eye look is seamless. It's just a smooth transition throughout the whole eye look, and that's what creates that beautiful illusion. Okay, so that's just like a rough draft. We're not done. Okay, so I'm going to go into the Morphe 35B palette. I'm taking the top left cream shade, or the top left white shade. It's honestly not the best white shadow, but we need something white to set a white lid. You don't want to lose translucent powder, because translucent, unless you have a white translucent powder, use that, but I don't. All of mine are like tinted. They have like a peachy tint, so I don't want that. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use the same brush we used to cut our crease, and I'm just going to start tapping this eyeshadow onto the lid. I'm not going to rub, I'm not going to blend, I'm just going to tap it in place. And we are just slowly going to set the half cut crease. This shadow is honestly the most powdery, chalky shadow I've ever touched, but we'll make it work. Okay, so we packed on that white shadow. Now we are going to apply some more red shadow onto the outer corner and then blend it inwards. So I'm just taking some more of the shade Fire, and I'm just going to pack it onto the outer corner, I can't even say it, of our eye. First, you want to lay down most of the pigment onto the outer corner. Don't blend it in yet. Let's make sure we lay down all of that pigment. Pack on a little more. And then make sure you're at the very end of your brush so you're not putting on or doing a harsh blend. So make sure you're at the tip, and let's slowly start blending the red shadow in, like very slightly. We want this to be seamless. We want this to be just very blended, okay? You know how when a DJ changes songs and it's choppy and it sounds horrible and you're like, who the hell hired this DJ? But when the DJ switches songs and it's like the smoothest transition you ever heard and you're like, wow, that was like a great transition, okay? That's the concept I want you to apply to this outer corner meeting that have cut crease, okay? Ooh, great analogy. We're just gonna slowly, you know, start blending it in, buffing it in. We're almost gonna go back and forth with a few brushes. So get the brush you used to pack on the white shadow, which for me was the Morphe E19, and I'm just going to blend it over the red. And then go back in with that red brush and just start blending in. And we're slowly building up a very seamless transition. Ooh, girl, we are getting blended. Okay, you see that blend? It's beautiful, right? So just take your time building up the smoothness and the seamlessness of this blend. And then I'm just going to go back in with the Morphe E28 and just make sure the edges are nice and blended out. Ombre, that's right, we're doing a reverse ombre cut crease. Yes, you guys, we want the ombre effect of when the white and then the red meet, or whatever color you're using. You want the center to have like this ombre effect, this ombre fade effect. Yes, okay, now we're going into the reverse concept of this eye look. So you see how we applied white and then red? Now we're going to apply red and then white for the liner. And I don't know if this is safe to use, but the red shadow just didn't work for me off camera, so I decided to go in with a liquid lipstick. So I will be using the Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip Paint in the shade Uncensored, aka just a red liquid lipstick. If you have a red liner, use that, but I will be using this liquid lipstick. It's probably not the safest for the eyes, but girl, had to improvise. If you still struggle with winged liner, this may be a little bit difficult for you, so I would recommend using something that's controllable, such as a gel liner, such as a pen liner. You know, those felt tip pen liners, but I don't know if they come in red. Like, you'd have to really seek it. I think NYX makes them, but NYX liquid liners suck. Like, they just crack. Anyways, I'm just gonna take this Tarte liner brush, and then I'm just going to, you know, coat it onto the tip of the liquid lipstick, and this is what we're going to apply in the inner half of our eye for the wing or for the liner. I'm just going to create, I'm only going to go halfway for the red portion. Take your time, make sure you can make this as crisp as possible. Okay, this was thicker than I expected, but it's okay. So I just brought it halfway in, and now I'm going to take a white gel liner. I'm taking the one by NYX. It's just their white gel liner. You can find it at Ulta. And I'm just going to clean this liner brush because we are going to use this one as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take the white gel liner and finish off the liner. So I'm going to make the wing, and then when the two connect, we're just going to try our best to blend them together. Okay, and I'm just going to go back in with this Morphe E19 brush and sort of try to slowly and carefully blend the two together where they meet. I'm just going to take a little bit more red shadow. Okay, so I'm just going to let the white portion of this wing dry, and I'm just going to apply one more layer just to make it a little bit more opaque and more white and not as pinky as it is right now, since it did blend into the red. Okay, so she's a little drier. I'm just going to apply a light one more coat just to make this even whiter and a little bit more opaque, and just, you know, clean it up a little bit. Don't worry about this part of the wing because, you know, that's what concealer is for. I feel like the wing is just the hardest part to have a seamless blend, so you just gotta really work carefully and detail-orientedly. And this is what I mean by this look is simple but complex at the same time. You kind of have to be detail-oriented with like the blending, the ombre effect, the seamlessness, especially the liner. Okay, now I'm just going to take some micellar cleansing water and clean up any fallouts, and also just go along this wing just to crisp it up. Ooh, yes, a wing, honey. For mascara, I will be applying the Maybelline Mega Plush Mascara. So for lashes, I will be applying the Morphe, hold on, what's this called? The Morphe Romancing Lashes. And then I will tight line my upper lash line. I will be using the ColourPop Swerve Gel Liner. Okay, you guys, lashes are on. I'm going to go ahead and do my face off camera and come back to you guys and close out this video. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to approach and execute a reverse ombre cut crease eyeshadow look. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something, be sure to give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed this video, that you learned something, that you now can approach and execute and do a reverse ombre cut crease. If you guys do decide to execute a reverse ombre cut crease, it could be any color, be sure to add me on Twitter. I want to see your looks. Show me your looks. Girl, come on, share them with me. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you join me and the girls. Join my channel. I upload about 2 to 3 videos every week. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel, tap that bell to be notified of my future uploads. Before I end this video, I just want to give a post notification shout out to my girl, the real Tatiana Nicole. You always show me love, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate your love and support. You're literally always commenting on my videos, and I just want to show you some appreciation right now in today's video. If you would like an appreciation shout out in one of my videos for always showing me love and support, be sure to put the hashtag notification squad after your comment that you decide to share on one of my videos. Be sure you have that bell tapped to be notified of my future uploads. I love you guys so much, and until next time, always remember to serve, honey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.